Wow. Am I yawning a lot? uh, well, technically, I have no excuse for the lateness. It's supposed to be 9 p.m. Maybe next week will be 9:30 instead. I feel like 9 is a little too early, but 9:30 is a little late. I don't know. 9:30 is fine. Yeah. Wow. I'm wondering if I should open like a peaceful game. Oh wow. Wow. Maybe I should. Let me check. uh, music. So let me adjust it. Things. There. Yeah, a little entertainment while I'm yapping. I know it's yap time today. I know it's Tater talk, but eh, uh, might as well have something in the background, right? So yeah, this week nothing. I wouldn't say it was so bad, but it wasn't so great either. Uh, but at least it's like, ooh, we have new stuff. Interesting. Um, what am I saying? Lost in thought again. Let's just say, uh, when it comes to life updates, at least uh, I feel a lot better. I don't know what happened last weekend, but it was really, really tiring to put it simply. It was pretty chaotic, but it finally mellowed down. I would say this week's a little tough, mainly because I I was job hunting and it's it's been months and kind of rough out there. Not gonna lie. Uh, but the good news is that I got an interview next week, so yay! It's something to work on, work for, what you want to call it. but but there's some things that are just so chaotic, right, about life. Had I had a session with my therapist this uh well, basically today, and I don't know. I feel like yes, I found my source of pain, so to speak, but at the same time, like I I think I've come to a point where I keep wishing that life shouldn't be this hard, you know. It shouldn't be so much struggling and internalizing so much pain and anxiety really. I'm not sure if it's like because of the way we live. Perhaps it is. Maybe this system is not meant it's not for the long run. Yeah. Uh yeah, just a lot of heaviness really, heavy energy that I'm trying to take out, trying to process, trying to, convert it into green energy. Goddamn brain. Into manageable, manageable energies, basically. It's just I think ever since I'm giving myself so much um opportunity to really feel like, okay, feeling like I matter, to feel like I actually exist in this world. It's like so much effort just to exist. Ooh. Oh, that's adorable. I'll put you here. Yeah. Uh, but things been, at least according to, hey, at least according to my therapist, I feel a lot better. I sound better. I mean, according to her, I sound better. Maybe yes. Maybe I don't feel like I'm a straight up failure. But hey, that's why I'm streaming, right? At least I feel like I exist. And it's recorded out here. Like, even though my whole existence gonna be like turned to AI or something, I don't feel bad. You know what? At least I exist. And I think that matters. Ooh, fruit. Yeah. I also call this my pondering game because it seems cute, Just creating something out of nothing. Oops. Hmm. Yeah, I'll start yapping once you guys come in. So, ooh, and they have new stuff. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so technically I already cleared this game, but eh, it's fun. It's still a very cute casual game. Anyway, casual is like hyper casual. Yeah, that's more cuter. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole game basically. it's just it's a clicker game basically. So like, ooh, they have new one. So this guy show up. So you wanna click on them, and then they'll give you coins. Hey, Hello. Woo. New stuff. So technically, this is not really a game. It's more like a clicker game. It's just uh wait for little spirit thingy, little jumping little things to come out and just click on them. They give you coins and then the coins give you items. I play this to like cool myself down sometimes. Or just let it run in the background. So yeah, welcome. Uh Technically I don't really know what to talk about right now, so I guess I can talk about the game. This little casual clicker game. It's called Galaxy Garden, and yeah, I like this game. It's like you click on this, and each of these coins will give you a specific stuff to decorate your space. So, coins. Okay, like this. I'm waiting for. Ooh, water. I'm waiting for this game. I'm waiting for. Ooh, that's a spider web. That's new. Uh, I'm waiting. Oh, sorry, back. I'm actually waiting for like a water can in this game so that I can. Ooh, yay! Let's do dark mode. There we go. I like it that way. I just ramble. Uh, we'll see. Don't really know what to talk about right now, but what do I get? Oh yeah. Shrine here, I guess. This. On this. Nothing out of the ordinary today. This week. Just everything's pretty mild. My energy's pretty mild this week. Banana. Yeah, like my whole energy, my whole vibe this week is just pretty neutral. Uh a little low than usual, but it is manageable. I think streaming helps a lot with the unwanted energies. Like, it's not that I haven't been able to feel excited or anything, but it's just I don't know. I think I just feel like January 2025 isn't that exciting, I guess. Doesn't feel like doesn't feel fresh. Doesn't feel like new year, new me kind of situation. Like, nah, I don't feel that. Just feels the same. Ooh, bonsai. But yeah, at least I continued the new star rail a little bit. I haven't like finished the main story completely. Foggy. Do I want fog? No, I don't want fog. But I did saw the new characters, the new world. Um, it was it was pretty okay. I think the writing, I can still enjoy it. I guess like it's okay, but it's so weird that uh from Penacony and then back to the Lofu, and then bam, Greek, all Greek fantasy themed. Like like sometimes I forgot that this is a supposedly a sci-fi, I guess. Not really, but oh, items and coins. Okay, so they fixed that. But regardless, it was the world was designed prettily, I guess. So that's a given. I like okay, Mydei. When that guy came out, I pronounce his name as Midday, right? Because it sounds cooler. And unfortunately, in the game, because I'm playing on English dub, they it is pronounced as my D, and I'm like, my what? Your your D, my D, huh? So yeah, but regardless, when he appeared, he's pretty. I think I'm starting to like him. So hell yeah, at least there's a character I really, really would like. But yeah, my D, and I'm like, why D? Now that I said it, it's like now it sounds so wrong. These, these, kacang. But yeah, it's like, well, I was quite surprised that when they pronounce his name as Mighty, I'm like, you could have like not used that and just doesn't matter how it's pronounced. It's English. Just make it fancy, Make it sounds fancy, like midday. Like because midday actually means magic in Latin. So come on, my D. Ooh, nice. There, you again. Now, yeah, liking it so far. So basically, the characters. Yay! Leaf. Basically, the characters. Yes, I got a watering plant. Um, even they got the ring. I think it's just they just slap the name there and then expect it to stick, right? Because you know how it is, like RPGs back then, they gave like all these weird ass names. They're saying, oh, but it's a fantasy world, so duh, we can do whatever we want. Like, that's not how it's supposed to. But the pronunciation, at least for us English speakers, is like, it sounds so weird. Like urban dictionary would say otherwise. They kind of in a kind of way. But yeah, it's like I expected like mighty. I expect that guy to be like, because when he first came out, like his art came out, I thought he really really looked like Gilgamesh from the Fate series. Like it's so close to his design basically. And I expected his role and personality to be similar, but turns out he's just a very princely brash kind of guy. Just like not really as bad as, Gilgamesh in the Fate series, of course. Like in the original Fate Stay Night, because the original Fate Stay Night, he's an asshole. Like the electronic right. Yeah, media. That sounds nice, right? That sounds very like, oh, that sounds very fantasy like name. Like you don't mind pronouncing it either. Then you have my D, like, oh god. Phynon is close to Paimon. Only one that I don't mind talking about would be Tribi. Tribi is cute. Tribi is really, ugh, books. Tribi is cute. It's like the three parts muses kind of character. It's very adorable. And I guess I kind of want to pull for her because technically it's them, but not in a way like because their pronouns are they them, because there's many of Tribi. Technically there's three Tribis. So even in the game she called herself a we, but that because it's a literal 3% one character. But also, yeah, I'm kind of interested to pull for her because one, she's a fire element, I think. But more importantly, she's basically Star Rail version of Klee from Genshin, and I have an affinity towards any characters that are basically just arsonists, no matter what moral compass they are. Like, whether they're evil or good or anti-hero, you bring grenades, bombs, dynamites into the equation, I like you already. I will have you as a character. I just love explosion and setting things on fire in games basically, so is that a bomb lolly? Yep, that's her. Yeah, I love it. Because even in Genshin I have Klee, and I was pretty excited. I actually like Klee. Even though she's kinda hard to use and not really like comboable with other characters. It's a little difficult to do it. But if it means getting to throw bombs around the enemy, give. She's, ooh. Hehehe. Whoa! Snowballs! Hehehe. But yeah, I guess I'll wait for her banner to come out. Not a bug. No, no bugs. And give her a try. I don't know. I'm not a whaler, so I'm not expecting much. But yeah, the last time I whale was for Boot Hill because I really really wanted him. But even then, I feel like I don't know. It doesn't feel nice to whale basically. I just don't like uh paying for gacha. I don't mind buying a game. I don't mind free to play supremacy. I know. But Stariel has been quite dangerous lately, and they keep popping up characters that I actually do want to pull. And oh, make it snow. Yeah, it's like, oh boy. But thankfully, a lot of the characters are gonna have reruns a lot. So, and Star Rail's one of those that even this new latest banner with Herta, there's like another the second banner is basically you can pull like three like basically four characters to pull off, like to try pull, and I'm like okay, so at least I know that they're gonna be pretty generous with. They're gonna be pretty generous with reruns. So I hope that you know there are some characters that I missed that I really wanted, but I don't know if I want to pull. Okay, it's a bit of a mess, but it's okay. Nope. Anyway, but yeah, any of you try playing Love and Dead Space? Like when the game was announced back then, I was actually pretty pumped up about the game. To be honest, I almost wanted to play it because I mean 3D Final Fantasy esque uh dudes, like that's interesting, right? That's like wow, that's a good market there they're trying out, right? But when the game came out, I then realized how I it reminded me why I don't play otome games. In Malay I would say uh hati tak cukup berbunga. My heart is not flowery enough to it's not shoujo enough to play otome games and holy ikemen. It's just like so yeah, Love in This Space is just basically 3D otome games and is now known as they call it the Genshin killer because it remained number one for the last couple months. The number one played gacha game the last couple months. And wow. And that's something. That says something about the game. Of course, there was like a debate about. It's cute. There's a debate about are these like gacha game developers underestimating the buying power of the female gamers, especially the shoujo otome game side. Like, are they underestimating it? Are they missing out on a pretty powerful buying power? Maybe. From what Love and Dead Space did, I guess it worked. But because I can't really say on like my how to say, I can't really say like from my point of view that because I'm not one of the target markets. The biggest spenders are target demographics. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the game is meant for girls, like, but I think the argument was that like if like these game devs actually push all their development and marketing to actually promote towards girls more. Yeah. Are they like because I know a lot of like gacha games these days, they keep pushing towards the male demographic, right? The dudes basically, and that's why a lot of these games have a lot of waifus and not a lot of like male characters. For example, a game that I really want to play right now is Ark Knight's Enfield, and I'm just sad to see that there's only like one guy. One guy, one uh teenager type of boy, teenage type male, but still uh can be mistaken for being a little girl. And I don't know, I was kind of bummed by it because I really like the looks of the gameplay, the vibes, and all. But then when I saw the characters, the only two like actual guy characters that I have that I would that you can pull or play as is one, of course, is as your main character, and the other is uh one not even like a rare character. So I was like, kind of bum. Do I have like I was like, do I want to wait for the game to like have more characters, yada yada, something like that. Maybe I have to do that, right? Even though I already like registered for the beta. I just feel like, I wish that it doesn't have to be like all female. Regardless, the game looks impressive. Uh, I guess I'll wait for beta. Oh yeah. Like I guess I'll wait for the full release maybe, and hopefully because from what I gathered, hopefully because I know that Enfield was still in development, so that's why they can't really change much about their plans. But I hope that once they see Love and Dead Space being number one for months, I hope they kind of want to catch that, like as a hint to like, okay, should we push for more male characters? Because I know the original Arc Knight, the one that the strategy game Arc Knight uh actually have a lot of male characters and a lot of them that I really like. Uh, what is my character? This collects items. Ooh, place in water. Like that. Okay. Place that. Yeah, but yeah. What are you? Cute. What are you? Destroys item. No, but you look cute. I'll leave you here. Where was I? Oh yeah. I mean, hopefully once they see that okay, Love and This Space is pretty profitable and it like it actually shows that the female players do have buying power. I hope that they kind of like balance out the gender ratio because I believe Wuthering Waves are kind of being open right now. The recent survey actually actually had a question of at first, of course, the character gender ratio. The second one would be character body shapes as well. So because yeah, gotta have the variety, man. Can't just have all twink body. Where's my buff dudes? Where are my buff dudes? Where are my studs? Where's my older characters? Yay, sunflower! Like, I gotta have variety, man. Yeah, not really knowing. I'm pretty sure I'm just cycling through the items. Ooh, what is? Modifies the appearance of the items unpredictably. Oh, okay. No, you don't accept that. I don't want you either. Oh wait, I just realized. Oh, pumpkin! Yay! Jack o' lantern. We'll put you. Man, this whole place a mess. Oh, I have you. Uh, try. Oh, okay. And then you have charcoal. Never mind. Okay, so that's the purpose. But yeah, so that's the gacha game environment for you. As for moi, I'm just waiting for my big games. Yeah, I kind of have the whole cast looking like uh twinks, you know. Like one of the reasons I played Star Rail was that because they tried to do like a bunch of characters that do not like they don't keep it into like one type of like direction. So they keep on trying all kinds of like body shapes. And I also like that Star Rail has a lot of like older characters. Like not a lot of them are not just teenage looking ones or very, young young adult ones. Like there are actually adults in the story, so it's one of the reasons why I keep playing it. So at least someone is babysitting the main characters. Why do I do it you? Me. Meh you. But yeah, 2025, at least I'm waiting for a couple games, I guess. At least updates of it. I don't really want to rush like games that much because I know how well, like not just the effort but how long it actually takes to make a game. So and to make it like nice and not unfinished or very rush. Oh yeah. But one of the 2025 games I really want to see, at least for 2025. I know 2024 no updates about it, but definitely Kingdom Hearts 4 still waiting. And what's that? Oh, that's a that's a patty. Anything about it? Just leave it there. And that's cool. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4. Ooh, that's nice. Kingdom Hearts 4 updates because I think the trailer was Kingdom Hearts hasn't ended its story yet. No, and that and as a Kingdom Hearts big fan, uh, like it's not just me, all the other fans as well were pretty pissed off as well that okay, between number 2 and number 3, it was a long gap, almost 10 years gap. We waited for part 3 and we were hoping part 3 would be the end of it. But it wasn't. There was a secret ending. And if there's a secret ending, there was a part 4. And not long after we all, I think it was like around a year or two after the part 3, we all played part 3 with all the bitterness. Like screaming, no, it's not ending yet. For like at the end of number 3, a trailer was dropped for part 4 to show that part 4 is confirmed. And and I and last year, basically when the Game Awards comes up, right? There's always trailers that comes with it. And the jab that I made about, like everyone was pretty hyped about, Okami 2 was pretty like, wow, yeah, that's my biggest one. I was screaming at home watching the trailer. And then after watching all the other game trailers, then I realized not a single one of us Kingdom Hearts fans said anything. And we're like, we're totally defeated at this point. We're like, you do you, Nomura-san. The game comes out, we're gonna buy on whatever console that you're playing. But I hope one of them is PC because I don't have a PS5. Or whatever console they're gonna come out by the time the game comes out. Which I hope it's still a PS5 and not a PS6 or something. And I'm like, oh boy. But I don't know. I hope that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be less about the Disney worlds and more about Sora's side of story. Like, you can put Disney in there, I don't mind, because Donald and Goofy is still pretty cool, the Kingdom Hearts edition, but I would prefer that like Nomura-san focus on original story, like Sora's original path and story. Yeah, Switch 2 was just announced, and I mean, I don't know. I don't have a Switch, so I guess it's pretty cool for me because I don't have the first one. So maybe yeah, 2 would be pretty cool to have. I mean, since it's still gonna be able to play Switch 1 games anyway, so and we'll see. Um Portable consoles not really like my priority, but because again, it depends on the game. If suddenly, and I'm not surprised this is gonna happen. Uh, while Nomura-san is doing the main Kingdom Hearts 4, there's gonna be a Switch to like spin-off of the game. For sure. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised there's gonna be a Kingdom Hearts spin-off game for the Switch too. Definitely. I don't know. Could be a like the last time they did this, they did on every Nintendo console basically. So, Kingdom Hearts 1 going to 2, there was a Game Boy Advance game. And then between 2 and 3, there was a lot of spin-offs. There was on the PSP, there was on the Nintendo DS. I played the PSP one, the Birth by Sleep. The DS one, I don't know what happened. The game could not load. I even like asked for a replacement of the cartridge, the CD or whatever it's called. It's still dead. At one cutscene, it just crashes, and I was pretty bummed about that. Because back then DS is like, I mean, unlike now, if the game is broken, you can get a patch, right? Well, back then when you play on the DS, it's kind of difficult to get a patch to fix that. So yeah, you really rely on the disc of the game. So yeah, I was pretty bummed out about that. So what I ended up just watching on YouTube, I guess, because man, like just when I was pretty hyped about the story. The one on the DS was the what's the title of the game? It has numbers on it. 365, or like I don't know, 365 divide by something. I don't know. It's something like that. But it has the numbers in the front, and this one talks about the Roxas and Axel and Xion story basically. So that trio. Like I know about the story. I don't play the game. Yeah, the currency conversion. Yeah, it's kind of like meh. So nowadays, like the new gen of gamers are pretty much having a blast. Like you guys are having a blast because everything's now pretty much centralized. If there's a problem, you can just get it patched like directly to you as long as you have internet. Back then, it's all disk. Like you hope that the developer is gonna send you a new disc, a new copy of the disc, and of with fixes and all. Before they can afford shit. I know. Yeah. So like yeah, what like switch to see how the game is. Thankfully, it is unfortunate regardless. It is unfortunate news, but since Hideki Kamiya left Platinum Games, so hopefully they're not gonna make a new Bayonetta game. Like, the third one ends. Like, please just finish it there because dragging off the story isn't gonna make it anymore. Better sales. Added that they make the game exclusive to Nintendo consoles, aside from number one. But Bayonetta 2 and 3 is a Nintendo exclusive, and it pisses me off. So I just end up watching cutscenes. Like, F you, man. Like, I was hoping that they're gonna release it on PC at least for the next couple of years. Nope. They kept their word and stayed on Nintendo. That's why I actually would still respect Square Enix for this because yes, the first year is always console exclusive. That's a given. That's what happened every time they release a new Final Fantasy, for example. It's always Sony would ask them to keep 1 year to be console exclusive. So in the meantime, the developers would prepare a PC version release. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. FF7 Rebirth is coming on PC soon. Even though I have potato PC, but at least I can play it. At least I don't mind to be able to play it and continue the story because I don't have a PS5. I have I borrowed from my brothers, but my brother also unfortunately needed money, so he sold off his PS5. So we have no PS5 now. But I managed to finish Final Fantasy 16 before that, so I enjoy it. I love Clive. He's such a cutie, such a little puppy boy, such a baby boy, softy, with big big heart. And yeah, and I have to say the best Final Fantasy Sid. Not gonna lie, stylish. Father figure is that awesome badass uncle that you never know you knew that you never knew that you needed. Yeah, pretty badass. Uh, one of the coolest sets, I guess. Like back then was FF7 was the popular one, right? But now it's like yeah, Fantasy 16, not bad. And I think 14's the online game sit was actually not bad as well. But speaking of 14, I tried to play it, but since it's an MMORPG, I never even though the single player quests, you know, is available in the game, and of course right now you can play the game up to level 60. Um I don't know. Because I think because it's not linear, you can just walk around. You can even go to maps under level even. But I feel like I don't really have the time. I don't have 6 hours to play the game peacefully, so to speak. Like I try to make time, but no, I really don't have time. It's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Genshin as well. I don't have like 6 hours, 8 hours game time anymore. Give me like 4 hours below, sure. That's why Starreal I like it because there's like auto mode, there's auto battle, so makes grinding easier, and I can focus on the story more. Yeah, basically. Uh, but if it's a game that I really really want to play, yeah, I would give it time, definitely. And like for example, like Okami, like I'm really excited for Okami. I'm sorry, I'm mentioning a lot. Yeah, if got time, no energy, correct. And this is me um full time at home, and I'm still too tired to play games basically. I'm still not like excited to play games. I mean, but again, yeah, if it's a game that I really want to play, like, I'm really excited for, like for example Final Fantasy 16, I actually spend a good amount of time playing it. Even back then I played Final Fantasy 15. I played like 100 hours of it. It's just like pretty much trying to 100% the game. Except a few things of course, but yeah, I really play the game, enjoy the storyline, fangirl, screaming on Facebook about it. Pretty much. Uh, I will go through that basically. But I think at the moment because not much games that I want to play, or that I I can't really afford to get a new game right now, so makes me wonder if okay, in my Steam, I do have Final Fantasy 8, the remastered, and Final Fantasy 9. I wonder if I could stream it. The only problem I have with the game is that I scared that the music is gonna like copyright it, or I'm gonna get chased down because I'm playing the game without perms. But yeah, I guess I'll get into that. I think the only way that I could play those games is actually to stream it. Um, Final Fantasy 8 back then, I played. If you don't know about this, when the game came out in PlayStation 1, it comes with 4 discs. And yeah, like you continuously play the game, and when they ask you to change, when they save and your save game reached at the end of your disc, and then they'll change to a new disc, and so you have to use the game, change the disc of the game basically. And for Final Fantasy 9 and 8 as well, for some reason I was pretty much uh cursed back then. Yeah, what's the general exactly? Like I know Nintendo is very strict, so no Mario's unless you have perms. Yeah, I know Capcom also chases around people, so I'm kind of like scared. I know Square Enix don't really aren't is not really a chasing type of company, but I'm just still scared. They're still a bit corpo anyways. But anywho, Pharmacy 8 and 9. Back then I was pretty cursed that 7 to 9. Yeah, 7 to 9. 7 I managed to finish to the end. That's fine. 3 discs all okay. Final Fantasy 8 at the last disc error. I tried to open it. PS1 will not read it. It's all red, and it was not red. If I remember, it's like all blank. It wouldn't load the disc, so cannot play. Final Fantasy 9. So I give up. I played 9. Same thing. The last disc. I'm like, huh. And I was a little kid. I have no money. That was my brother's stuff, and like I have no money. I can't go out, and back then there's no LRT. I need to go by car. to go to like malls to get the disc change and whatnot. So yeah, I missed out on the ending of both. But God bless for the internet not long after that, so I watched it. I watched playthroughs at the end. I watched all the no back then no playthroughs aren't popular. More of cutscenes, right? Yeah, all the cutscene collections, and watch it to the ending. And for Final Fantasy 9, but unfortunately because it's just the cutscenes and not like the dialogues in between the game, I have no idea what happened. I have no context to what happened in the end. So it's more of like just my interpretation of what actually happened by then. So like Final Fantasy 8, right? I have no idea what happened at the end. Like why did they end up in space? Like I understand the whole that the witch final boss uses like on the moon there was like monsters, so the witch is you bringing those monsters back on earth kind of way. But I still have no damn idea like in detail what happened and how Squall ended up in that uh universe thingy. So yeah, I don't really know the context of it. And then like from Fantasy 9, I didn't know that Zidane had like a final form. So when I was playing like Dissidia and suddenly, oh, well, wait, when did this happen? So yeah, I found that Zidane has a final form, and I'm like, oh okay, he's all like monkey form, monkey-ish, and that like he fought Kuja, but at least like that's a little more simpler to understand. Yeah, it's like so long ago, and internet back then wasn't very helpful as now, and I never even bothered to look over it. Like, whatever. But yeah, I bought the remastered for my C8 because it was on sale. So with 9. Uh, it's still in my Steam. I haven't installed it. Trying to see if I want to play it or not. I'll look around if I can play it. If I cannot, oh well, what to do? I'll just play on my own. What else? Yeah, if I see 12, 12 is okay. It was kind of. I like the characters, actually. I love the princess. I love. Of course, I like Baltier. Like, he's supposed to be the main character. The main character from NC12, the boy, I don't know why he's there. I played throughout RC12. I don't remember the story that much because it's a lot of politics. And maybe I would love it now. Back then, but I still enjoy the story, even though I don't understand most of it, right? But like for me, from what I understand, if what I remember from the story, the main character's purpose was to just remind the princess about her fiance or something like that, like or like the kid looked like reminded him of his fiance or is like related to the fiance or something like that. Like I saw a scene that suddenly the fiance appeared right in front of her. Like okay, what's going on? But yeah, I like the story because they explain each of the characters' story. Each of them has their own like episodes basically, so it's really cool. Uh, but I didn't play the Revenant Wings one, the spin off. But yeah, because lazy. But regardless, I really like the design. Yeah, I think I still have Princess Ash's figure. I wanted Baltier, but I didn't buy it until today. So yeah, well. Uh, 13 came out, right? When 13 came out, I was still in secondary school. And 13 wasn't the one that I wanted to play. I wanted to play versus 13. Because it was a like if I remember they had like it was a very ambitious project, right? And they created the Fabula Nova Crystallis arc. Something like the Tactics Fantasy Tactics universe. So it is its own universe in multiple games, right? Um, like for example, basically 12 is the same universe as Final Fantasy Tactics. So yeah, that kind of vibe. So they try to create one new world, one new arc, one universe, sorry. But you can create like as many stories out of that world basically. And they created, of course, they announced Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy Versus 13, and then Final Fantasy 13 Agito. But eventually after 13 was the first one to come out. 13 came out and uh they said it's a flop, unfortunately. The sale did not uh yeah, I know. It pains us for those who wanted versus 13. We got 15 instead. But yeah, yeah, because the company claimed that 13 was a flop. So they did not continue with the Fabula Nova Crystallis project. But the projects instead, so Agito became its own IP basically. Because it's on the PSP back then, so it is its own story, its own IP. So they change it up just a little bit and just make it as if it's the original story. Uh, and that's how versus the teen. Yeah, that was Agito. Or wait, what originally it's called Agito. I forgot what its name now. But yeah, it's that one. It's supposed to be originally it's supposed to be in the same world as Final Fantasy 13, but they changed it up, and it was by Tabata as well. Damn it. Yeah, and that's why the ending was quite sad. They said. Yeah. Originally it was called Agito. I think it's still the same. I forgot. I may need to Google it. But yeah, originally it's supposed to be 13 in that name, but they removed it. So it's just its own IP. And which is sad that Versus 13 had to be scrapped altogether. Well, not completely, but because they kept the characters, but the story was pretty much scrapped and then rewrote to what it is now. Because it was sad because there were like a couple of versions of the conflict of the development basically. Um one of the one version is telling that okay, because 13 was a flop, so they will not they were cutting out the whole project. So maybe versus 13 could become its own game, right? Like just different name. But I believe unfortunately the game was incomplete. It's like it's not even like releasable. So they could not push forward with the project. And there was also another version where and there was another theory or just a add on to the conflict basically. It was the transition from PS2 to PS3. No. PS3 to PS4, sorry. Yes. So during that time when 13 came out, it was the PS3, right? And Sony almost immediately wanted to release PS4. Like it wasn't like a 10-year thing. It's just like 5 years, 6 years after. And Versus 13 was already like in production when the transition is happening. So that's why the whole thing was scrapped and restart again basically. And the executive decided, okay, Nomura, you just keep doing, you go back to Kingdom Hearts 3 while, Hajime Tabata take over 15. And that's how we got Final Fantasy 15, basically. And the fans, especially for us Nomura fans, because during Versus 13 was the peak of Nomura's career. because we have Kingdom Hearts, we have Advent Children, and all the characters in like Final Fantasy 13 universe were designed by him basically. And Versus 13 will be his main Final Fantasy game, which is like wow, that's powerful. That's a powerful move, right? Like it will be his under his direction, like an original, completely original story that is not from the Kingdom Hearts universe. And yeah, when 15 was announced, it was kind of sad, but also there was a bit of like yeah, there was a divide basically. Like okay, new Final Fantasy, but also versus 13 gone question mark, yeah, completely gone. And the only remnant of versus 13 left was hidden inside Kingdom Hearts 3. So if you played the Toy Story world in that game in the Kingdom Hearts, you will get like a homage to versus 13. And that's why at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, suddenly we have Yozora, which is basically Noctis. Because Yozora means night, night sky. So yeah, it just looks a lot like Noctis anyway, and he's gonna play a big role in the next installment basically. So we're kind of getting versus 13, but kind of not. But it was such. But when the whole transition from versus 13 to 15 happened, it was an uproar. People were screaming, bring back versus 13. Like the development files are there, but the only reason they don't want to use it because it was made for the PS3. So even if they took it, they need to like convert and yada yada. Like understandable, but at the same time I'm like, you're a big corpo. You're a big giant conglomerate. It's not even a corpo anymore. Square Enix is a conglomerate. They buy publications basically. They buy companies. And I'm like, spend. Do you not want money? Invest. But yeah, understandable how the Japanese business people work, I guess. They're very careful. So if there's no data to show it's a good investment, they're not gonna be like, yeah, no. And apparently like this kind of like marketing is pretty old school. Yeah, like the way like games are that's why the game industry are kind of like divided between multiplayer games and single player games, story driven. And then of course there's this whole shababble with in-game what do you call it, in-game not a loot system, that's basically gacha. Like in-game currencies, in-game shopping. What was it? Like yeah, like you buy stuff in-game, selling skins and coins, diamonds and whatnot, right? In-game economy basically. Um, that's why it's a bit of a uh yeah, I don't know, in-game market. I don't know, something like that. I forgot the term for it, but I know there's in-game currency. Here, well, like 5 years after doing UI for games, I already forgotten about it. But yeah, I like do have like the economy inside the game. A lot of companies are trying to chase after that. I think there's also the whole chase for live service game. Live service game basically means either a multiplayer competitive game or gacha games, basically free to play games with in-game markets and stuff, right? So apparently, a lot of like corpos are having a FOMO situation, wanting to do all this. That's why you see like this whole barrage of new multiplayer games, basically a whole lot of them, like so many are popping off here and there. especially for mainland China. You see a lot of them. Very, waifu games. Don't mention it. There's a lot out there. Uh, and everyone's chasing that slice of pie. It's like I'm quoting like from these videos talking about it. It's like, yeah, everyone's chasing that pie, that little piece of the market. But eventually, and unfortunately for the real the one of the victims in this situation is basically the developers themselves. Yeah, like, yeah, bill of fame. Yeah, but that's the thing. These executives want a quick buck. Basically, they want things to be fast. Like, okay, we give you like less than 3 years development time, and then can you make something that you can generate income for for years to come, right? In reality, they should be doing something like you said here, like build a fan base, build a strong fan base, reach out to your community, reach out to your niche market, build build a community, and then yeah, they can release DLCs and keep churning up the same game year after year, just add-ons after add-ons. Like Paradox Translimiters. Yeah, basically it's just have the community, build a niche market, not target all of them. The problem is a lot of this executive, like they think that, oh, it should be everyone, it should be involving everyone. Like, no, when it comes to game development, you kind of need to find your niche market. You cannot just go out there and create something that you think is gonna like will be and like free for all people game, kind of like, yeah, no, that's not how it works. That's the problem when you treat people as just sources of income and not actual people, people with preferences and you know with communities and whatnot. Like, why do you think Minecraft is still alive, right? Why do you think like a lot of like games that has been like more than 10 years, why are they alive? Because they have a community, to keep it alive. And a lot of like, if it's like old school devs, right? Like for example, like Square Enix is still doing this with Final Fantasy. I have no idea why. The reason why Final Fantasy 14 was so successful, because yes, because the developers actually talk to their fans. Basically, the players. They ask the players, what do you want? What do you need? What do you need improvement? What's your QOL? What's any like anything in QOL that you want, right? And that's just that. They also observe what their fans are doing, right? And that's how surprisingly, well, unsurprisingly, suddenly Final Fantasy 14 has properties in there. You can actually earn a house. You need to buy a house. You can buy a house. Like just like real life. You go out there, take on like the quests and keep coins, save up money, bring friends, and own a house in the game. And buy stuff and whatnot. They have all this. They're adding on values after values after values. There was even a property war in Final Fantasy 14. A property war. Because apparently uh there's some of the servers have this problem where you have that one or two players that's just so fucking rich. They bought all the houses in that server. Sounds familiar? Yeah. Property wars. And then the players, of course, the rest of the community was, they chase the developers. Like, how can you let this be? Did you not limit the houses that a player can buy? Apparently they don't. From what I heard, I from what I heard, I think yeah, whales. I know, right? Yeah, they buy up the house, and then people were arguing with them on social media about it, and they were like, "What? It's our money, so you got nothing to say about it. We bought these houses legally, and we just don't want any neighbors." That was the reasoning. They don't want any nosy neighbors. And I'm like, what the what? It's a game. What's going on? But yeah, like it was up to that point, right? When you entertain your fan base so much that you have a very big community, basically. But from what I heard from my friends, basically Final Fantasy 14's main story is finishing up. I think it's already finished. I believe Endwalker was like the last of the main story. And now it's just add-ons and quests and extras. And I heard there's just, different writers now. So yeah. So that's why Final Fantasy 14 is a little slowing down right now. I'm not sure what's their next step into it, but yeah. 11's already offline, so gone. But anywho, yeah. Um, what Square Enix should be doing is replicating that mentality, that mindset to focus on the players. Like what are the behaviors, right? Like you don't have to ask the player what they want. Everyone's gonna say different things, right? But look at how players uh play games. Talk to them and react. See how they react to like games coming out. Talk about what is lacking in the game industry, what is lacking in games these days, right? Like they keep because instead of okay, I get it, they wanna go for remakes and hit the nostalgia so hard and sell it, you know, sell like old nostalgia, old cheap nostalgia for expensive now. I get it. I'm one of those people. Like hell yeah, Final Fantasy 7. Like give me my good looking boys. Okay, give me my handsome boys. And girls as well. The girls are pretty as well, very cute. I am torn between Arif and Tifa. I replayed remake a couple of times just so I can see them in the different dresses. Okay. So it's Nomura tried his best to do that with remake, right? He tried his best to ensure 5C7 had the best treatment, and he did it, and he achieved that. And I just hated that people were just telling everyone like, "Oh, it's just mid." Like, yeah, it's not for you. And yeah, it's kind of sad that Silent Hill 2 remake did not like won any awards either. There was no recognition at all, but it was well made. I have to admit, it was. I didn't play it. I'm not great with horror games. I'm not that great with horror games. Well, technically, I could play two, but uh, two wasn't exactly my favorite. I like Silent Hill 3. I like Heather's story. I like That's the creepy one actually for me. I didn't play beyond that. 4 and the other games, no, I could not play it, I guess. One being reason I am bad with the puzzles. Not because the puzzle is confusing, it's just the map is confusing, You have to go back and forth and whatnot, so kind of tedious. That's what happened in part 3. I just, guns blazing, shoot everything, easy mode, I just want to play the storyline. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of sad that Silent Hill 2 did not get any no appetite for any horror games. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, but part 2 did not the remake did not get any like even nominations in the award. Like, I don't know what happened. It's either the publishers forgot to register, forgot to actually, get the game listed, because you do actually just have, because if you want to win an award, just give your name to the game awards. That's it. You pretty much sell yourself and then hope for the best that you're gonna like basically join the contest and then, see if you're gonna win the game or not, right? So it's like, huh. So yeah, well, the fans were kind of sad because Konami did not push for awards and whatnot. But yeah, coming back to like game development and like why like a lot of like I think games are also popping up more coming soon because apparently the entertainment industry as a whole, video games are earning a lot. Where video games are winning against movies, TVs, sports, even. People are throwing money at games right now, so that's why uh, a lot of like corpos are chasing towards, especially the live services games, lah. So multiplayer games and just to get just to earn, I guess, to get into the economy and whatnot. Even by the way, if you know Toei Animation, I went to Tokyo Game Show a couple years back, and even they have a game department. They have a game publishing department basically. So, Toei, if I'm not mistaken, Dragon Ball was under them, right? Or was it Shonen Jump? I'm not sure, but yeah, no, that was Shonen Jump. Sorry, but Toei had some of their IP turned into games. Like they have their own department, not just like a collab, not like uh, people using the license of the IP that actually make the games. They actually fund their own in-house games. Ew, it's a little push. Nope, that is. But yeah, that's the game development for you. If well, when it comes to like, of course, there's also the case of all the layoffs and the worker crunch, the hiring crunch. That's yeah, it's a bit shitty on the company part, of course. That's no excuse basically. Yeah. Slice of tomato, a lettuce, a tomato, a lettuce, tomato. Whoop. Wait. Oh, okay. It's a water rock. Got it. Okay. It's all a mess now, but I guess yeah, because I'm just yapping. I'm not really focusing on the game. I'll show you my little collection because this game is just about collecting. Yay, I'm collecting my copper set. Into the bin you go. Philosophy of art? Damn. Philosophy of art, huh? What do I like about my art? Huh. I don't know. My philosophy basically, um, what can I explain about it? I I guess one of the things I do is that, or I guess in this case I don't do, is follow trends. I don't know. Maybe it's in back then when I was in university. One of my lecturers, like she acknowledged that my illustration is like my strong feat, right? But there was like one phrase, wisdom, I don't know, something like that that stuck to me even until today. I don't know why. Like I could not forget about it. Like I could have just ignore it basically and just just do whatever I want. But it got me really critical even until today. I just could not undo it for some reason. But she said along the lines of, if if she puts all this anime manga art style into one big page, right? Like one, like a few, like a thumbnail full of, anime artworks and whatnot. She says that, okay, how do I know which one is yours? How do I know that which one is done by you? Because to her, like, it's not that she doesn't like, That's perception that, oh, because anime manga is Japanese, and we cannot glamorize Japanese art, yada yada, because history of the country, blah blah blah. But at least she was pretty concerned about, okay, I back then anime manga art was on the rise, and local, or just general art is being ignored, I guess. It's like people are losing interest in like the Malaysian art style, the popular ones, that is. Like the Ujang, the comic, the Lat, all those famous ones. So people, like the new gen, especially for my generation back then, people are starting to become disinterested, and anime manga starts to slip in, and it got popular, right? So Doraemon, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, uh, Pokemon, Digimon starts to come in, and it's all Japanese made. So she told us that, if but during that time when anime came out, everyone's just drawing the same similar big eyed and face. But at least in comparison to now, back then all the art style can still be differentiated, right? You can still differentiate, like for example, I if I tell you for example, Cardcaptor Sakura versus DJ Charat, you can tell the difference, right? Because it has two very distinct art style. It's like, yeah, different art style, right? But even then, my lecturer was pretty concerned that for them it looks the same, right? These art styles are like just copycats of each other, basically. And she told us, if the final year project needs to work, I need to find I need to define what makes the art mine, basically. And I think it kind of enables what my anxiety has been. I mean, back then, my concern when it comes to doing art is basically, yeah. Do you remember the time, basically Deviant art times, where not originality, that is idea. It's more like art style originality, sorry. The original art style. People were chasing after that. And I'm one of those people who chase for it as well. People were chasing for, like, everyone's drawing anime manga, but everyone's just trying to make their art look a little different than most people, right? And back then it was quite like, in DeviantArt there was wars just for looking for similar from each other, right? When in reality it's all based from the same inspirations, same book. Unlike now, because there's just so many variations, that eventually the anime manga art style has stabilized to a somewhat similar art style that no one is complaining, pretty much, if one or two, if almost everyone's looking similar, right? But back then, yeah, it was quite a war trying to chase for the art style, yeah. I mean, I was about to get to that, right? So basically, my philosophy is that I don't have to chase after trends. I know that nowadays, this is what from my experience lah, because I was looking for work, or freelance work, freelance illustrations and whatnot with companies. They tend to want something very similar to Genshin Impact, very anime art style, basically sellable art style, or another style would be League of Legends, the Riot splash art style. So there's two big directions that a lot of these companies want. And it's one of the reasons why I struggle so much in having this career in art, because you kind of have to be forced to go to either both of these directions. And it's kind of like a downer, I guess, that a lot of these companies don't want to try out art styles that might work. Because if you look like video game art back then, especially during the 90s, the 2000s, right? Every time I go look, like if you go to like places like creativeuncut.com, like they put up a collection of all the game arts, right? And when you look like the old games, right, you see that each of those game arts looks so different from each other. It's like so iconic, right? So for example, like for Final Fantasy, at least like seventh and below, so 1 to 6, they relied on Yoshitaka Amano's fine art style. And they were willing to do it. They were like willing to go for that direction. And it's not about like it's oh they don't even like question that, oh, is this a little too fine arty to become a game art? No, because they wanted fantasy. They really wanted a fantasy game. So they chose his artwork because artwork is very ethereal. The vibe was there. So that's why they chose him to become the main artist basically. And then like Metal Gear Solid, right? The artist was also a fine artist, and his art was messy. People were arguing back then that, oh, what kind of art style is this? Like in comparison, of course, like I think when Metal Gear came out, Final Fantasy was already becoming like the Nomura art style starts to kick in. So, uh, character beauty starts to go up, right? Yeah, artwork beauty also, expectations has gone up. So when they see Metal Gear Solid's main art, which is just a very sketchy ink brush effect style of characters, it was such an I still remember how uproar was it. Like people were like, oh, in comparison, why is this so ugly, right? I like the game, but the main art is so not nice. But then but then decades later, and then suddenly people liked it now. And now and finally when they get older, and then they start to like able to appreciate that different art style, right? It's like um not so realistic either, but a bit of anime in there. Very pseudo science, pseudo engineering design. Like only now people start to appreciate, but back then it was such a, apparently to go for that is just a quote unquote high risk. Yeah, and then so many other games as well that chooses like different approaches. Like Castlevania went with another fine artist, also named Kojima apparently, but I don't think they're related. But yeah, goth art. They actually hired an artist that really embraces goth, and this is someone, she paints on canvases, on wood, on you know basically a painter, a full on oil painter, drawing goth art so beautifully. It defines Castlevania as it is now. But you get what I mean, right? Like you see Castlevania, you see the art, and you know that's Castlevania. You see Metal Gear, and then you see Metal Gear. That's like the art that they chose. Uh, and then you see Final Fantasy now, like, oh, they have defined the character, fantasy character face beauty, like so high now that that when you put like realistic faces, it's like, no, we don't want realistic faces. We want Final Fantasy faces. Basically. Very pretty or very handsome look, right? But yeah, but nowadays, I'm kind of like annoyed, I guess, kind of annoyed that a lot of like even game devs don't really want to go for a specific art style and try that out and go for it. Because sometimes when you're doing something different, that might actually make your game even more authentic, so to speak. Like Undertale. Man, Undertale. Barely any design process involved. I swear, the designs are so random, but yet one of the most successful legendary games on PC. Very iconic characters, iconic music. I mean, they hired Toby Fox for that, right? So, yeah, they have that, and then uh, basically, my point is that when it comes to art, right? Let's not think too much about it. That's what I'm telling myself, of course. That's something that I'm still teaching myself to do. I try not to think so much about it. Like, just do it. Okay. Like, I have the skill, I have the eyes for it. I know, I see the colors, I see anatomy. I have, like, nowadays there's so much like helping tools, like helpful tools, like 3D, free 3D poses and color pickers, tutorials. We don't have that back then. It's either you take a university course or get some academic fine art academy or something. That's like the closest you can get. And yeah, it's like I'm trying not to overwhelm myself when it comes to making art. I used to be very, very overwhelmed. I think so much. I think to the point where I think I burned out myself pretty fast because of it. Uh, and I have struggled so much when it comes to staying consistent. Like this week, I would color like this. Next week, I change my mood. I want to change to a different color style, because that's what I went through. Right, I went through a lot of um. Oh, pearl! I went through a lot of like stages of art, because in my pursuit for original art style, I tried a lot of art styles. I tried cartoon, I tried Disney, I tried gaming ones, anime ones, chibi, non-chibi, SD, everything. I tried it. And I always like dread myself over it, because I'm like what do you call it, the jack of all trades but a master of none kind of situation. And I always worry myself that I'm never gonna find the art style that I wanted. But if you believe that I have my own art style, then that's good. At least I'm slowly trying to find what truly defines what I like, I guess. Like what I like to draw, what I like to do, and how I do things, basically. But yeah, it's still a journey for me. I still feel like I am unfinished. I still have a lot of things to learn and try to do. Oh, cool. And I don't feel bad about it. It's just, just learn and do whatever I can. Hang on, I am concentrating on this. Here. You're fine, you're fine. Put you here. Yeah. Yesterday's one. Oh, that one. Um yeah, if it that's If you feel that that's this distinct one, that's good because if I don't have to think so much about the art style, that would be my default one. Yeah, that's my default go-to art style, I guess. That's why I'm trying not when I draw, I'm trying not to think so much about the techniques and whatnot, and just focus more on the idea of it, the idea, the vibes, the colors. Just yeah, because if I think too much about the method, the methodology, the technique, or like a specific look that I want to do, I will overthink and I will not be satisfied. Like people were telling me, "Well, this is good." I'm like, "Nah, not in my eyes." So I do have that struggle. I do have comms right now. At the moment, I have portraits, like square portraits. If you're interested, I will link the commission page. I guess it's not on my blue sky, but I will post it if you like. Basically, basically showing you guys my artsy style, my art side. Yeah, my art side. Yeah. Uh, Fun fact: back then, during the pandemic, I actually wanted to do tutorial streams, basically, or tutorial content as if I record and then just cut and then just speed up videos and whatnot. But I eventually did not go through it because back then I still have a job, so I could not concentrate on doing videos and such. Not as committed as I am now. Like in comparison, I'm more. What was this? Oh, ah, glowy. Back then I'm very inconsistent. I'm very all over the place. If I wasn't working on myself, I would think that I have ADHD, but I'm not. I don't have ADHD. Uh, well, maybe I do, but it's not like majorly uh significant. It's just the symptoms just correlates to my mental health basically. So at least in according to my therapist. Yeah, definitely not autistic. That one, according to my therapist, you need to be. The symptom has to be consistent since you were a kid. So I'm not. My kid self is fine. I'm just emotionally neglected. That's all. That's why I am a big ball of anxiousness. A very anxious blob. Okay, we're kind of full on here. I want to get rid of some. Okay, I can get rid of you. Mushrooms. Yeah. Ooh, sticky head. I don't want you. I want you. Oh, but it's not tall enough. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I should do like a Ubi special commission, right? Maybe I'll just post one that is like special price. If you guys are following me here, it's just very. I don't charge a lot for personal commissions because It's personal. Normally I do have company rate, if that makes sense. So if you're doing like big projects with it, like games or whatnot, I do charge more expensive. But if it's just for personal, I charge more reasonable, which also includes like birthdays, birthday art, gift art. What is gamble my coins? Gotcha! In my peaceful game. Ooh, cute. Nice. Sure, sure. I'll I'll post up the no worries. I'll post the commission what you call it, the price list. Special for locals, yeah. Special price. Yeah. If you're like done commissions before, like I don't know, in my experience when doing commissions, I think the funniest one, I think, yeah, let's just talk about this. And when it comes to, when since we're talking about commissions, right? Rain. Um, let's see. What were my best and worst experiences? I think if I remember, one of the funniest interaction I had. Back then I was just starting out as an artist on DeviantArt. I was like what, uh, 12 years old. No, no, no. Yeah, I mean it's around secondary school. I just started out. Uh, so I charge like $8 for one character, right? Full colored, but it's just waist up character, so $8, right? And it was pretty good. I was doing well, and I have this one commissioner who's like, she was so, I don't know if he or she, but yeah, but they were so pissed that I undercharge. I mean, according to them, I undercharge basically because I just started out, man. I only started for it's only been like a year plus drawing digitally, so I charge $8, and to me that's a lot. Not just because of currency rate, but in terms of like just starting out. There are people who charge cheaper than me, anyways. But yeah, she made a whole article. DeviantArt can write like articles, or we call them journals back then, ranting about. I mean, ranting in a good way, like those positive rants, like I can't believe people are undercharging. What the hell is wrong with you people? You buyers, you should be like paying them more. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, and then yeah, she tagged me and all the other artists that they commissioned. I don't know why I say she, that they commissioned, and it got me pretty nervous because what happened? Why am I tagged in this like ranty? It's like a long ass journal all the way down. It's like one of those like you have to scroll down like the whole story ranting about it. But I really appreciated it back then. Like, oh, okay, thanks. But I still kept the $8 regardless. Because I wasn't like, thinking so much about profit. It's just I just want people to be able to afford my art. That's all. Because it was not gonna lie, it was a big competition back then. Of course, Deviant art, the art scene was booming basically, and people are a lot of artists are popping up here and there, and everyone's doing commissions, and it's so cool. It's such a fun vibe to see artists just growing. It's just popping out on the ground, and then people are coming out with so many wonderful art styles, all these things. And of course, there's drama. Of course, I do have my art stolen and then sold at events like in a different country before. Like, I ain't even mad because I didn't think too highly about my own art back then, and I'm like, wow, my art just got turned into stickers in a different country. I'm like, that's cool. That's interesting. But then again, of course, it's not. It's not that great because someone stole my artwork, but it feels like it has so much yeah, it's like people weren't so, you know, so little about it, unlike now. Of course, now it's like so volatile, you know, like literally someone could die stealing art basically. Just like, sorry, I'm doing things. Yeah, it's like yeah, a yeah but situation. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, anywho, like yeah, nowadays, that's why I don't chase the art scene nowadays, unlike back then. Very volatile, very what you call it? Sensitive, I guess, to put it mildly, sensitive. Like you can't really do much just because it's fun. Like, cause someone is bound to get offended or, you know, reacting differently than you expected. Next thing you know, you're getting yourself banned from places, and then you get called names. Hey, back then was quite similar, but like I said, it's not as volatile as now. Like I'm so concerned about the newer generation of artists. Basically, no chill, no chill, all anger, all anxiety, just a lot of frustration, just targeted to other people. Very, very concerning, to be honest. But at least we all agreed that AI sucked. So that's something. Still do though. I mean, as much as I try to what's this? Ooh, dragonfly. As much as I okay, like for the sake of knowledge, I did try, Mid Journey and all those art. Because to me, my philosophy is that I don't want I will not judge anything yet unless I see it for myself, right? I experience it for myself. So I see that okay, like why are people so like I get the situation that led to people using AI generated AI image gen, right? Understandable that it's easily accessed and whatnot, yada, all these things. Skipping the years of training and practice. And of course, I've seen the other side of it, and everyone was like, yeah, it's stealing, it's scraping off the internet for information. Basically, everyone's art is basically inside someone's AI database at this point, right? Regardless, I tried it anyways and see what the hype is all about, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I'll just be honest. It sucked. Really. It just sucks. Not just because of the whole awkward it's scraping the data and whatnot, and then it come out very shittily and whatnot, but it's very soulless. And I mean this in every sense of that word. It's just so soulless. Oh, well, it's okay. If you're using it for personal stuff, I won't judge you for that. But if let's say is some, for example, developer, publisher, any like big companies who do have access to to like the human resources of like art or design, right, and then decided to use AI instead, you pretty much has removed a huge chunk of your soul out of your company, basically. And AI art is like, sorry, AI gen. Yeah, I mean, maybe draw it. Yeah, yeah, like people are cheaping out, and the point of you know having a company is basically you're selling your brand. And if you rely on computers to do that and not a human input for that, you're pretty much represented yourself as a very soulless company. You're just for profit, 100%. A very soulless entity. And okay, if it's not corpo, basically, for example, the tech bros, right? The ones that are really worshipping all these things. And then the people who are just so FOMO, who fear of missing out. And now suddenly skincare has AI technology in apparently. Bad asset flips. Yeah, I mean, uh basically not just soulless was the core of it. And when it's soulless, then comes in lazy, right? Very lazy, very no effort, but still trying to be 100% profit. And I don't know what is it in their head that they think that if they become 100% hollow and soulless, do they think that people are gonna buy that crap? Like, what makes them think that people are gonna buy it, right? Because here's what they didn't know, or they didn't understand, or they didn't expect later in the future of using AI and everything, right? They think that they're the only one doing it. They didn't realize that so many other companies are also gonna do the same thing. Because FOMO, right? Someone's gonna make, for example, I'm just using that as an example. Like someone's gonna make like uh AI gen racing car, for example, and then 100,000 more is gonna do the same. And what makes you think that you're gonna be profitable? Like these executives are not gonna think outside of their box. They're never gonna do it. So if they're gonna do something different, right? They want to be uh long lasting, different, and out of the box. They can't use something that is in the box, which is AI Gen. Everyone's using it. So it's not some brilliant idea or anything. Okay, and AI is not some kind of a overlord that you pray to and then shit comes to you. It's not God. It's not godlike power. It's man made. So yeah, I don't know. It's like no. Unfortunately, this the people only have eyes. Those cartoony eyes with the dollar sign in the eyes. Yeah, that's embedded in their eyes. So so they see nothing else. Only see money. Yeah, nothing new under the sun. So how do you expand your worth if you're still doing things in the box? Like that's my like concern basically. Like I told a friend about this as well. It comes a time later on that companies are gonna start to beg for actual human workers again, or human designers, human yeah, like eventually, like well, at least I'm speaking on the creative industry side. I don't know about any other industries, but at least I know I have a sense that in the next, I don't know whether soon-ish or soon in the future, that company is gonna start begging for artists to come back. And my only concern is that I hope it won't be the time where skills are losing out, we're fading, because the new gen are definitely really into, you know, uh, they're totally into this new tech stuff, right? So they're gonna use it, definitely. They don't understand the journey of the previous generation, or why they won't understand why we don't like it, right? So they probably use it just because. And I hope that the companies would be aware enough that they need to make a choice, basically, whether to keep humans in, or they want to go full, or have both, basically, right? Or integrate, have both humans and machine to do work and to do their work, because eventually it's gonna turn to garbage. Everything is gonna become stale, and at that point, what's the point of doing things anymore if it's becoming stale? So yeah, so that's my prediction for the future of arts right now and how I feel. And that's why I also remind my friends, or maybe I can remind you guys as well. If you have a skill, whatever it is, right? If it's writing, uh, engineering, you like to craft, you like to build things, you like to sing, you like to write, you write poetry, you like to create diss tracks, all those things that requires effort, passion, whatever you're doing that requires skill. Basically, if you know you have to practice it, you have to try more than one time, one or two or three times, then that's a skill that you're doing right. Just keep doing it, and do not outsource it to AI. Don't do it. If you're doing it, okay, like I understand that you use it for your profile picture. That's fine. It's entertainment purposes, or ideation, right? Like sometimes I do that. When I write my stories, when I do my world building, I do sometimes use Meet Journey to give me some visual ideas, right? To see that if can I do something more more different than the usual art that is out there, right? Yeah, I don't mind using AI if it means to speed up ideation, right? To just outsource a bit of brain power and resources to, like, okay, can we try this idea and that idea and join together, right? That sort of thing. And then go beyond that and expand from that. That's what you call a design process. Speed up. That's how it should be. It should be done. In fact, Mid Journey originally was created for that. When before they well, I'm not sure was it Mid Journey or Stable Diffusion. Either way, originally when they first made the AI generated image, it was targeted towards concept artists, fine artists and concept artists. And it helped. And understandably, yeah, it is. It helped a lot with conceptualization, and, you know, give people ideas, help out, because there are times that, uh, we humans also are stumped with ideas, right? We have no idea what to do. So that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point of it. But then when the whole thing went public, that's when shit goes down, basically. Shit goes down, and then suddenly everyone thinks that they're an artist, like full-fledged artist, like in an annoying way. I don't know if you're trying it for funsies, but if you, in a way, if you really claim yourself to be an artist just because you use AI gen, I got bad news for you, buddy. But yeah, that's my stance, I guess. But yeah, if you have skill, preserve it, please, because we as human beings, we're not made to face the computer every day. Okay, we're not supposed to outsource anything to the computer. It's supposed to be our own. It's a human privilege. It's our I'm not sure how to say it, a gift, I guess, a human gift, like a privilege to be able to do what we do, to draw, to create from with our own hands. I think it's a gift that slowly people are not taking advantage. What's it called? Take it for granted. Yeah, that's the word for it. Yeah, claiming AI artist because of number of prompts. Yeah, I mean it's it's not that hard. Again, like I said, I tried it out, right, to see what's the hype is all about. It's not hard. It's not that hard to do it. And if let's say I cannot, even if I cannot draw, right, I wouldn't call myself an artist. Nah, because uh, if you know an artist friend, right? For example, let's say if I'm a typical non-artist person, right? I would like I would suggest just meet and find artist friend and talk to them, right? And then they will totally explain to you that how difficult it is to draw and to learn the art or and the skill of it. And in the if I see like, you know, AI gen stuff and then people calling them artists, like I would understand like why the artists are kind of mad over it. Like it's not just about the scraping, right? It is about how easy and soulless it can be, and that people are just claiming that they're artists for doing so. So I think that was the I think a lot of the projections that comes from a lot of the artists when, you know, when AI gen was pretty big, you know, popping up, it was because of that. It was because that it I think the invalidation that, you know, after years of practice and struggles, and then, you know, you have these computers just taking people's jobs away. Like, I mean, I would be pissed too, to be honest. I've heard writers are losing their jobs as well, and it's kind of sad, really. It's like this thing is gonna really take over everything, and then next thing you know, everything's gonna lose meaning. Like I wouldn't trust anything that's written in the internet now because who knows? Is it ChatGPT or is it a human behind it? I would rather have a badly written article. Like I wouldn't mind if you have bad grammar, to be honest, because at least I know that you're authentic. Yeah, backlash from that as well, right? Yeah. It's not just writers as well. I think yeah, even voice actors are going through it as well. And so I think a lot of people are just losing their livelihoods basically. And you know, a lot of these corpos don't give two shits. And I think that was the problem as well. The lack of humanity is what is pissing people off basically. That's why in our world right now, if you feel that you can't really do anything to help people, at least ensure that you can still feel empathy. Be nice, be understanding, because we're kind of lacking that as well. Not to mention, we're going towards a technological era. Everything's gonna be machine, machine based this, machine based that, machine learning this, machine learning that. Kind of, we're kind of losing humanity right now. Kind of losing what makes us human, you know. Preserve that. Preserve what makes us human. Because I know that what makes us human is also very annoying at times. You know, it gives us depression. I understand. I understand it so much, but at the same time, uh, I mean, I guess if you go through therapy like myself, you know, you start to appreciate uh, how the human mind works and how shitty it was to maintain it, basically. To maintain a good, healthy, you know, emotional regulation. And I know that a lot of people are not into that. You know, understandable that you don't want to have the need to take care of your emotions. You know, try not to get triggered, try not to get sad today, yada yada. But eventually, I just don't want it to be like, you know, eventually when the time comes and we're not going to be able to do that anymore, I hope that we don't regret. Oh, playground. We don't, you know, we don't regret like letting go of that. Can I rotate? I forgot how to rotate this. You? Okay, there you go. Okay. Because I fear that a lot of us will be the type that, you know, once we lose it and then suddenly we regret it altogether. Yeah, just the human emotions in general, just being human is, we're starting to lose it. Let's not go that route. Like, protect yourself. Like, love what you can. Do what you like. Be passionate about it. Be sad about it. Be angry about it. Anything but, you know, letting go of the human emotion entirely. We deserve better, you know. Come on, don't go behind her. But yeah, human human beings being dum dums as we are. Let's not, you know. Let's just be a better version of ourselves as much as possible, eh? Now let me focus on this for a bit. Come on, where's the 10? What's the rain? Sure, did I? Oh yeah, it's from the. Never mind. It's from the umbrella, and I sold the umbrella. Dang it. Never mind. Anywho, nope, don't want it. That's the that's the gist of it. Into the thick of it. Yeah, blue dragonfly. No thanks. Anywho, stay human, stay curious, stay fun. There's a there's a bigger world out there. Like I know reality isn't as fun as we want it to be because like as much as people want to deny like oh no, you're just the only one who thinks that way, who thinks that the world is just doom and whatnot. Uh no, I still believe yes, as much as there's still like, fun stuff happening in the world, to think positively at. Unfortunately, I still think there's just shitty things that are happening that's also causing the shitty things in the world. So it's just basically out of our control, but are also unfortunately man-made, and ew, the harvest ones. Yeah, just pretty much. Uh, yeah, I'm more of like I understand. Like at first I was kind of annoyed with Gen Zs, but now I understand because there is like one section of Gen Zs of that claim that they are doomers. So these are the people who don't really care about the future anymore. At first I was kind of annoyed by that because why would you think that, right? Why would you think that the world is shitty like that? But now I'm like, you know what? Understandable. Have a good day. Understandable. You know what? You do you. But have a good day, man. It's understandable. It's like people are just there are actually shitty people out there. So and their goal in life is just to ruin other people's lives. And that's okay. I don't need to pander my sense of justice for it. I don't really need to fight like as much as I wanted change, of course. But we do what we only can, and that's about it. Learn from the Zoomers, or in this case, the Doomers. Like, yeah, there's nothing to fight for anymore. It's time. It's basically a chance to forge that something. And I think I kind of have a decent general direction, at least in my case. For me, it would be I strive for a peace of mind. Basically, just zenning out. Like, zen out completely. Like, the world is ending tomorrow? Sure. Like, chill. Because no point fighting all this against the grain, knowing that it's all just rigged, right? It's all just we know that we're not gonna win because we have no control, we have no influence over it. So what we can do is seek peace and tell people to f off basically. And most importantly, I think just helping each other achieve that as well. So I always tell my friends to like don't rush into things. You don't need to rush everything. Like I noticed that there's one time I work with this company back then. I basically work with basically a textbook stereotypical Gen Z. Freshly graduated, no motivation, no goals in life, and pretty much took the course that they studied just because. Like there's no passion, there's no goals, there's no like uh nothing basically. But they let everything flow forward anyways. So I asked them, okay, so what's the reason for you working in. And the only thing they can do is like no idea, but I guess I just need income and that's about it. And pretty basic stuff. And Gen Zers, what I have a problem with them is that they, because they have no motivation, right? It's so hard to teach them things because they lack that motivation, right? They lack the reason to learn new things. They lack the motivation to put any effort in anything, right? So it's so hard for me to like teach them anything. But anywho, like yeah, going back to the origin topic, they are the most they are the most demotivated, yet at the same time they do things very fast. Like not in a way like because it's their skill or anything. No, it's just they want things to be done pretty fast. So when I told them like okay, when it comes to doing design, right, you kind of need to take some time, whether you like it or not. You need like a, like for example, let's say I give you 3 days to do one design, like a graphic design work, for example, right? I expect you to like the first day that you would actually just go around in the internet, roam around the internet, and look for examples, references, directions. What ideas that you want to get, what ideas you want to be inspired from, right? Because that's what I do in my illustrations as well. I look for references, I look for ideas, I Google images to see what they look like, what they can do, and basically just collect data about whatever that I need to do, right? But for Gen Zers, at least the typical ones lah, that to in this case, right? They don't want to do that. They do the bare minimum. So if let's say I told them, okay, can you design a character that has school Japanese school uniform, right? They will just Google image and just pick or just go to Pinterest and pick the first image that they see and just use that instead of actually looking around and shop around first before getting some ideas or whatever. They just go for it because they want to have it done ASAP. And I'm concerned about that. And the reason why I knew about this, how they work, because this Gen Z somehow latched on to me when I was working there. Like I'm not someone like, for example, I'm not someone who goes out to lunch with people. I normally eat on my own and go out on my own. But this Gen Z will be like just latch on to me. If I'm going out there, next thing you know, I have like a I have a second person with me. And two things I also observe, and the reason why my observation of Gen Zers, one, they don't do conversations. I don't look at my phone when I'm outside most times, right? If there's someone with me, I don't look at my phone often. I will carry a conversation. I will try my best. I'm not even the best socially great person either, but I want to try to talk to people, right? But Gen Zers, they will answer practically nothing or just deliberately just ignore you and then look at their phones. Sorry to say, but Yeah, that's my observation. And number two, they eat fast, really fast. I'm trying to enjoy my food, and this Gen Z just been vacuums the food into their mouth and then go back to looking at their phone. I am concerned, Gen Zers. I am very concerned. Please don't do that. Slow down. Slow the heck down. Okay? I don't know what you're chasing for. I know that you're addicted to the dopamine in your phone, but put that down. Focus and live the present. Don't be like me. I miss out on living the present because I wanted to progress so fast. Okay, but my intention was that I want to to get used to youngin. Yeah, but there are some things in life that okay, you youngins, all right, that's your thing, right? Go ahead, that's your thing. Whatever career or knowledge or skill that you think is going to be beneficial for your future, go ahead. I got nothing on that. But some basic human principles, there are things that I think still worth uh slowing down for, okay? Like the times that you will spend with your friends, family, you're gonna take that for granted. And the next thing you know, you're gonna regret it, right? And then when you'll come to an age later on and you start to regret and you start to talk shit about yourself. Because I know too well a lot of Gen Zers, the Zoomers and Doomers, you know that you're trying to find your worth in this world too. As much as I too, like I'm millennial and I'm struggling to find my worth in this world that we live in right now. But I want to do something about it, right? I have that sense of passion. I have that motivation. Even though it's a struggle, yes, I fall apart far too many times that I still don't think that I'm strong enough, but other people do, so that's something. But Gen Zers, you also need to choose your path and not let the world decide for you what you want to do. I'm so like I'm seeing that Gen Zers are just staying in the lane basically because they have no idea what to do. And it's understandable because you are taking in a generation that's also kind of lost in their own way. Like for my gen, like pretty much we're kind of lost in our own way too. You know, we were kind of it kind of worked with Gen X where you work, you get a house, you get married. Like their gen still kind of working. That system still works, but our gen not so much. It falls apart halfway. And now the Gen Zers are seeing that, they're observing that, and they're kind of like, oh boy, no matter what we do, we're kind of fucked. So doomed. That was the keyword basically. And I don't know, like, just I don't know, but whatever your age is, just slow down. Just enjoy the process of what you're doing. Like for example, in the mornings, right? When you're trying to brew your morning drink, whatever it is, tea, coffee, Milo, uh, enjoy the process. Enjoy, stirring the coffee, listening to the things of the cup, drink it hot, enjoy the smell, enjoy the moment, and then you can go rush to whatever you want to rush. But at least one moment in a day, just slow down, okay? Just like when you eat, when you talk to people, put that phone down. I know I sound like a boomer, but seriously, I'm addicted too, to be honest. I look at my phone constantly too, but I'm very aware and I'm trying to practice not to look at my phone. And I'm very thankful that a lot of people notice that I'm making that effort because I do have people telling me, I like talking to you because you're not looking at your phone and you're actually listening to what I'm saying and you're actually, you know, talking to me. like a proper conversation. Like I appreciate that. I appreciate that people telling me that, and I'm happy that I appreciate it, that my little practice is helping people. Because yeah, I understand, because I do have this problem where I talk to people and then they're looking at their phones, and I don't mind if you're looking at your phone and you're listening, right? That's fine. That that I do that too, but the problem is when you are so focused that you're not listening to anything. And yeah, it's like very concerning. Like yeah, like recently we just lost connection. It's like internet just died. The internet connection between us just died like that. And yeah, just I don't know, boomer, old school, whatever you want to call it, but please, we're losing a lot of like what makes us human. Human interaction is one of those things that we're gonna be begging for, and I think we're begging for it now. Human connection, genuine, authentic connections, authentic conversations, undisrupted ones. So we're gonna be begging for it. But hey, I'm just a potato with life, ugh, with wisdom of an old person, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, campfire. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Ooh, butterfly. That's nice. And I'm out of space. Yeah, that's an old potato for you. Potato wisdom. Slow down. Slow down when you're eating. Nighttime already. Okay. Alright. Good night. I think I'm also like, yeah, I need to go somewhere tomorrow too. So, yeah. Bye. Good night. Commission art. Alright, I'll post it on my blue sky. Just give me some time to make the post. Alright, good night. Thanks for joining me yapping. Yap time. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Damn. Alright, bye bye. Uh well, let me clean this up a bit and then we can continue. Night night. I don't want to expand. Fine, I'll expand. Yeah, I'll take that. I don't know why I'm playing this game seriously, but yeah. Anywho, well, that's all from me. I signing off. See you all next week. Uh, I'll be posted up schedule for next week in the next few days. Yeah, at least before Sunday, that's for sure. All right. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.